What's up everybody, it's Broken Bones here and welcome to Broken's Bedrock tutorials. Today we're going to be showing you how to build this simple and efficient portal pigman farm. This farm really gives you the most bang for your buck. It's got a simple trident killer at the bottom and a simple circuit up top that makes the portals light. Portal pigman farms are known for their efficiency because they do not have a mob cap. No matter how many pigmen are in this farm, this thing will never stop producing pigmen. It'll continuously spawn pigmen and they'll always come down into your chute. This thing produces so many that we had to throw 2 tridents in there just to keep up with the amount of mobs coming in, and therefore we had to put a minecart down below just to keep up with the item flow. Portal pigman farms are also known for being very laggy. Most of the time when you're in a world where there's a portal pigman farm and it's running, it's very frame ratey, but as you can tell, I'm moving across the screen very smoothly, not very jittery, and it's very smooth. I'm not having a problem with my frame rates or the lag, and everything's working just fine at maximum speed. And this is all thanks to a buddy of mine. His name is Schleckman. He's not a YouTuber, he's just a friend that was on the server last season, and he was a redstone genius, and he showed me this circuit that ran his portal pigman farm, and it was pretty much lag free, which was very interesting to me. So I copied his design and I want to give him credit for it. And with that being said, let's get started with the tutorial. Material lists will be down in the description. To get things started, you're going to need to chunk align 2 chunks for your farm, and you're going to need to sub chunk align it, and as you can see we're at Y64, which is 4 chunks up from Y0. So I will go ahead and provide you guys a screenshot of all your sub chunk Y values now. On the left side of the screen is all your sub-chunk Y values, and on the right-hand side of the screen is the thumbnail to my newest, most popular video, the Superior Sugarcane Mini Farm. This thing is expandable, it's a small little powerful farm. This video broke over 1,100 views, and I just wanted to give a big shout out to all of you guys, my fans and supporters, for smacking the like button and subscribing, and I'll be sure to leave a link to this video in the top right of the screen. For the sake of the tutorial, we're going to be building this in a fashion where the front of the farm is going to be either in the north side or on the west side, and the reason for that is the way that the portal pigmen spawn. When the pigmen spawn in a portal, they spawn on the northwest corner of a block, which means in here they don't actually spawn on the obsidian, they actually spawn in the air right next to the portal. So that's going to be on the south or east sides, which means that the south or east side of the portal has to have a gap right here for the pigmen to fall down into, which means that if you build it with the front of the farm either facing the south or the east, then this entire catch basin here will have to get moved over. So instead of your 1 block gap being over here like this, it would now be on this side of the farm over here, which is exactly 1, 2, 3 blocks over. So you'd have to move that over by 3 blocks, moving everything over by 3 blocks. And it's not really an issue, you can do that, it just changes the position of your trident killer. So if you guys want to do that and challenge yourself, then go ahead, but just letting you know that you need to point the front of your farm either to the north or face to follow the tutorial. And if you're good at redstone and you know about how to do all this stuff, then go ahead and challenge yourself and build it in the other 2 directions. It's totally possible. I was recently asked if these borders represent the inside or outside of my chunk, and these borders represent the inside of my chunk. This is inside of my chunk, this is outside of our chunk. This is 16 blocks in total by 16 blocks. So this is totally inside the chunk. It's the outer border of the chunk, but it's all inside of it. And you need to lay out 2 of these at the sub-chunk level that you're working at. So once you have that done, then you'll need to go ahead and choose which side you want to be the front. For the sake of the tutorial, this is going to be our front, and the front is going to be the side that for us has the trident killer approaching station, so you can actually come up here, turn on the farm and use it. However, for the sake of the tutorial, I will tell you that you can actually rotate this. It doesn't have to be on this side, you can have it on this side if you like, but as you can see, you don't really see the portals that well. I like to have the trident killer on either this side or the back side, because when you approach the farm you can see the iconic portals, which tells you that this is a portal pigman farm. So to get things started, come to the front of your farm and then come to the back right hand corner of your left chunk over here and go ahead and count 5 blocks to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just right there. Go ahead and come up by 2 blocks just like this. Come over by 5 more, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just like that. And then go ahead and throw yourself in a chest right there and make it a double chest by crouching one on the side of it right here, just like that. And throw another one right here, just like so. On top of these double chests, we're going to go ahead and place some hoppers. So go ahead and crouch place a couple hoppers right there and a couple hoppers right there. And if you didn't want to use chests, if you guys want to use something like a water stream, then you guys don't have to use this. If you guys wanted to do that, then you would come over here with a solid block all around here just like this. And we're on the front of the farm right now, so we'd come around here with a horseshoe of redstone just like that, all the way around the side, just like this. And then on these chests, we'd take some droppers, go ahead and break out your chests, and go ahead and put some droppers facing down on all four corners, just like this. There we go. And all those hoppers will lead down into those. Once your droppers are in, then go ahead and choose which way you want your water stream to flow, if you want it to go left or right or back or front, and go ahead and come underneath the farm, and whatever side you're going to have it flow in, go ahead and leave that side open of glass. So you're going to cover the whole thing with glass, except leave one side open, doesn't matter which side, whatever way you're going to have it flowing. Then on the bottom, go ahead and grab your packed ice, go ahead and grab this, and create your water path out to wherever you're going to put your storage system. But for the sake of the tutorial, we're going to be closing this up, just like this. So normally you'd go ahead and put in your water, just like this, you'd close it up, and it would flow in the direction that you want it to over this way. But for the sake of the tutorial, like I said, I'm going to be putting lava in it, so we're going to go ahead and go like this. We're going to go ahead and get rid of those, and then put some lava in here so our farm doesn't overflow. And if you're not doing this and you decided to go with the double chests underneath your hoppers, then you will definitely need a lot more than just 2 double chests. You'll need a lot of storage for this farm. Come to the front of the farm and go ahead and come over here to your hoppers. You're going to go ahead and place in 3 iron bars. You're going to place one there, and one there, just like that. Then off to this side, we're going to go ahead and place in a block with a rail on top and a minecart hopper above that one. What we want to do is we want to come down here, we want to break the minecart rail, not the minecart or the block, and we want to push that minecart into these iron bars right here. As you can see, it's going to align it very nice and neatly right in the center of those 4 hoppers. So go ahead and break your block, grab some redstone, and go ahead and cover all of these blocks with redstone. Come to the front side of the farm and come right up to your iron bars and your hoppers right here, and right here on your bottom left hopper, you're going to place a block up just like that and another one up like this, and you can break that one out. Over here, we're going to go ahead and place that one right over there, and then we're going to go and place 2 more with 2 out to the sides like this. We're going to bring that around and bring that 1 block out this way, so you have a 2 block area right here and a 2x4 area here. Grab your lever, go ahead and place it on that block right there, and go ahead and flick it on for right now, and then we're going to come below the farm and place in a sticky piston just like that. Then we're going to go ahead and place in a observer just like this with the red dot facing us, and then we're going to come around back, catty corner to that one right here on this piston. We're going to go ahead and place another observer on that arm. That way whenever we turn the farm on, it should go ahead and tick all of our droppers, sending all the items out into your water stream. Next, come on top of your hoppers right above your iron bars and go ahead and place in glass right here, and go ahead and place it above every hopper just like that, so you should have 4 glass blocks right there. Go ahead and place in a temporary block there, a temporary block there, a temporary block there, and there, just like that, so you should have this star shape just like so. Go ahead and grab yourself some pistons. Go ahead and place pistons on these blocks facing inwards just like this on all 4 of those, and on this one it's going to extend. Break out your temporary blocks, go ahead and get rid of all of these. Come back here to your lever, and on the right hand side of this piston, go ahead and place in a redstone torch, and on the right side of all your pistons, you're going to go and place a redstone torch, so go ahead and do that to all 4 of those. Then grab your observers, then you're going to go ahead and place in an observer facing in this direction, facing into that one, and you're going to do that all the way around into all the pistons, just like this. And once you're done, it should look something like this, and if you want to test it, go ahead and place in a temporary block right there and flick this lever off, and you should see that block gets pushed around in a circle just like that. Then go ahead and turn off your farm and go ahead and break that block. Next, come to the front of your farm and grab your glass. We're going to go ahead and place 2 bits of glass in the front of the farm right there, 2 bits of glass on every side of the farm for the first layer. So we're going to go ahead and surround it just like this, so you should have a 2x2 hole right there in the middle. Then on the front of the farm, we're going to go ahead and come up by another 2 blocks just like this. On this side, we're going to come up just right there, and then on this side, we're also going to come up just right there. Take a temporary block out to there and bring these blocks over here and do that. So now you have a 2x1 gap where all of your pigmen are going to fall into. Now we're going to come back to the front of the farm by your lever and go ahead and place in a redstone torch right there. Place a block on top of it just like that, and then another one up to the side right there. Go ahead and place in another redstone torch there with another block right there just like this. On the side of that one, come out to the side just like so, and put another block on top of that one. Go ahead and break this one out and put a redstone torch right there. On the left hand side, we're going to make it look the same so it's decorative. So we're going to go ahead and come over here just like this. Go ahead and come up there just like that. And then on these 2 sides, go ahead and place a block there and a block there just like that. And actually we're going to go ahead and come up one just like that on that side as well, and that's going to be the beginning of our torch tower on this side. And then go ahead and grab your tridents. Go ahead and throw 2 tridents down into there. You're going to need 2 of them. And then grab your stair blocks, and you can finish off the decoration in the front with that right there. And then if you want to put some sides on it, go ahead and come out here like this and throw some sides on your little platform here. Once your platform is looking like this, now we need to go ahead and take the glass, and we need to bring this up 20 blocks in total, including these 2 blocks. So that's going to be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and you need to do that all the way around. Once you're done, you should have a glass tube that looks just like this, and it should be that 1x2 glass tube right here, just like so. Then once you have that in place, you're going to come back down here to your torch tower. Now we need to go ahead and place in a block, every other block with a gap in between, just like this. You're going to do that all the way up, just like so. And that should leave you 1 block from the top. And then grab your redstone torches and go ahead and place your redstone torches in just like this. Once you have that in place, it should look something like this, and it should be 8 blocks in total. So I believe starting from here, this block, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 just right there. Then once you have that in place, go ahead and place a temporary block there and break that one out. Should be right next to that torch. We're going to come up by 9 blocks. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Then on that block, we're going to go ahead and come up by 1 just like that, come out by another just like so, and go ahead and complete that all the way up just like that. Then we're going to go ahead and take some redstone dust, run that all the way across here. You should see that that's all on. Then we're going to go ahead and take some redstone torches, place those in right here in these locations. And on this one, we're going to go and place it on top just like that. Then we need to go ahead and take 6 blocks and go up with redstone torch tower. So we're going to go 1, just like that, 2, and then 3, and then 4, 5, and then 6. And on the 6th one, we're going to go ahead and look at our drop chute over there. And then on these 2 sides, we're going to go ahead and place in 2 redstone torches just like that. Once you have that completed, come to the right hand side of your farm where your torch tower is and come down 3 blocks from the top. Should be this off torch right here, the one that's off. Go ahead and place in 2 blocks on the diagonal coming from that one right there, and grab yourself a redstone repeater. Place it in that direction right there with some redstone dust on top of it just like that. Come on this side of your torch tower, so now that repeater and that block is on the other side of you, and place in yourself a piston in these directions just like this on all 4 of these piston locations just like that. Then we're going to go ahead and take 2 observers. We're going to place those face up just like this, so the red dot is facing up. Then place a block on top of these, and anytime the farm turns on, that'll be how your farm starts. So once you have those in place, go ahead and come down here to your observer. You're going to place in a temporary block right there and place 1 right here, and go ahead and make this L shape. And next we're going to go ahead and come onto this side. We're going to place a temporary block there and come up 1 just like that, and come over there just like so. On the bottom we're going to do the same thing just like that, and then on this side we're going to go ahead and continue that out just like so. On this side we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to come on all 3 sides of it just like this, and we're going to bring that out here just like that, and we can break the middle one again, so we have this kind of like figure 8 kind of right here. And then on this side we're going to go ahead and place 1 right here. We're going to place a block up just like this. You need to build this on both sides. Once both sides are looking like this, go ahead and grab your redstone dust. We're going to come in between here in these figure 8s. We're going to go ahead and place in redstone dust in those 2, and right here on the back end right next to that block we're going to come up here. We're also going to place in some redstone dust, so when that block is next to that one, it'll power that redstone. We're going to do the same thing on this side. Go ahead and place redstone dust there and there. Then down here in the figure 8s, go ahead and place redstone dust there and there. Now we need to go ahead and grab our repeaters. Go ahead and grab your repeater, and when this block extends, it's going to have this repeater on 3 ticks going into it, and then this block is also going to have 3 ticks going into it just like that. The rest of the repeaters are all going to be on 1 tick, so we're going to get 2 1-tick repeaters there and 2 1-tick repeaters there. We're going to do the exact same thing on this side, so we're going to go ahead and do a 3-tick repeater going into that block, going into this redstone, and then a 1-tick repeater there, another 1-tick, a 3-tick going into this block, and another 1-tick coming out of that one, and another 1-tick there. Come to the front of your farm up here by the circuits that we just built, and then we're going to go ahead and come to the right-hand circuit right here, and we're going to come down to this redstone right here. We're going to go ahead and come out by 1 like that. We're going to grab a dispenser, and we're going to come to this side. We're going to go ahead and place in the dispenser right there with another block on the side of that one. We're going to get another dispenser right there with a block up and on top of that guy just like this. We're going to place in a repeater right here. We're going to get redstone dust there, and we're also going to get redstone dust on top of that dispenser right there. Then we're going to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So go ahead and grab yourself a block right here. Go ahead and put yourself a dispenser facing inwards towards your torch tower in this direction. Then go ahead and grab yourself another block like this and another dispenser right there on the side of that one. Come up a block and over a block and place yourself in a block right there. Placing yourself a repeater on top of that block with redstone dust there and redstone dust there. The two dispensers on my left side both need lava buckets, so go ahead and open them up and put a lava bucket inside, and the dispensers on the right hand side need just a regular bucket just like that. So go ahead and do the same thing over here. Open that one up, put in a regular bucket, open up this one and put in a lava bucket. Next, we're going to come to the inside part of the figure eights right here where this redstone is. Go ahead and place in a block right there with some redstone on top of that one. Then you're going to take another dispenser, except we're going to come around back here and face it in this direction. So these two dispensers are facing each other. This one's going to go ahead and get a water bucket in there, so that way the water will get transferred from that empty bucket and it'll just go back and forth from dropper to dropper really quickly. And then over here, we're going to do the same thing. So go ahead and grab a block there, place some redstone dust on top of it. Come onto this side, inside here, placing yourself a dropper right there with a water bucket inside of it. My apologies, guys. I made a mistake, as you can tell by the words on the screen, and we're supposed to be building this a little bit differently. We're not supposed to get lava buckets inside of this dispenser. We're supposed to get a regular bucket inside of that dispenser. Plus, we missed the dispenser over here. We're actually going to go ahead and add another dispenser over here, and it's going to look just like this side, so we're going to go ahead and mirror that. We're going to go and place a block right there. We're going to take a dispenser and place that looking at that one so they're both facing each other. And we're going to take a block. We're going to go and put that on top of this guy just like so. And we'll go ahead and grab ourselves some redstone dust. We'll put it on top of this dispenser right there. And we'll also grab a repeater and put that right there just like that. And then in this dispenser over here, we need to put ourselves a water bucket. So now the two inside ones on the inside should have a water bucket on both sides, and the two outside ones should now have two empty buckets right there, and that should be good. And then when it comes time for the glass, the tutorial will be doing that soon. The glass shows you to do it like this in the tutorial, so do not do that. That's going to be coming up in about a minute or two. And what I want you guys to do instead is I want you guys to leave that redstone alone. Go ahead and put your redstone back there. If I can crouch place that in, there we go. And then go ahead and bring your glass all the way on top, just like the outside one, when that part of the tutorial comes up. And I'll try to leave some notes on the screen to remind you guys. And you need to make sure to do that on both sides of the farm. The reason for this fix is that with the lava bucket, it does not flash nearly as quickly. Look at this side. This side's flashing a lot quicker than this side is, and that's because the water buckets actually are supposed to put it out. They're not supposed to light it. That's what the lava up here is for. So that was my bad. That's a mistake. Do not do the lava. Do the water. Come to the back side of your two pistons right here at the top of your torch tower, and at this observer right here on the left hand side, go ahead and place in a block there and a block there, and we're going to put redstone dust on top of both of those. Grab yourself a repeater, put it right there, and place it on 3 ticks just like so. Grab yourself an observer just like this and place it right there in front of that repeater. And grab yourself a block with a dispenser and place that on that block just like this, and go ahead and take yourself a water bucket and place it inside of that one. Then we're going to go and do the same thing on this side. So we're going to go ahead and do this observer right here. Go ahead and place a block there and a block there with redstone dust on top of both of those. Place a repeater on top of here, put it on 3 ticks. Grab yourself an observer, place it in front of that repeater just like this, with a block on its face and a dispenser in this direction right here, just like that. And then we want to throw a water bucket inside. Take a moment to make sure that you have everything orientated in the correct way. Make sure that you have these two dispensers facing the outside of the farm, the front of the farm, out this way. Make sure that you have those two facing inside and that you have a 1 block gap in between where our nether portal is about to go. And the same thing on the other side, you should have these two dispensers facing outwards just like this, and you should have these two dispensers facing inwards just like that. And remember, we added the second dispenser on this side, so make sure that these are facing each other just like this as well too. Make sure those are in the correct orientation. Once you know everything's been placed correctly, go ahead and grab your glass, and we're going to cover everything in glass. So go ahead and come on top of your circuit here. We're going to place in glass all across here so nothing spawns on it. We're going to go ahead and place that all into there, and then on this side we're going to go and do the same thing. We're going to go ahead and bring glass into these areas just like that. Go ahead and place in glass over here just like so. Bring that all the way across. fill this in right there, just like that. Over here, we're going to continue this glass all the way down to the edge. Go ahead and bring that all the way to there, just like so. On top of this, go ahead and place glass there, and on top of these two as well, go ahead and place glass on all of these locations to make sure nothing spawns on them. And do the same thing on that redstone right there, and go ahead and do the same thing right there as well. And then on top of this redstone, go ahead and place in yourself a glass block there as well, just like that. Down here in the front, you're going to place in glass just like this. Go ahead and place that in across the top of that, just like so. Over here, go ahead and place a glass block there, and then go ahead and come catty corner down and place a glass block there as well, so nothing spawns there. And remember guys, we're not going to be doing the glass like this. We're going to go ahead and break that glass out and replace our redstone dust right there. Then we're going to bring that glass all the way out to the front, just like this, just like the other side is, and we're going to do that on both sides. And on top of here, we can do the same thing. Go ahead and bring glass out all the way across there. Do the same thing on that one. Placing glass there, and then on top of that dispenser there, do the same thing across all of these as well. Once you have your entire redstone area covered in glass, go ahead and come over to the top block right here with the two redstone torches on both sides. Go ahead and place a sticky piston there and a sticky piston there, because we're going to do the same thing on both sides. Go ahead and grab yourself an observer and place it in this area right there, just like that, and that one just like so, so that way the face of it is looking out just like this. Then we're going to go ahead and take observers starting from right here. We're going to place in 7 observers. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. We're going to do the same thing over here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, just like that. Then we're going to take some glass. We're going to bring that all the way across our observers, just like so. Do the same thing on this side as well. Then go ahead and grab some wooden trapdoors, ones that will catch fire, and you want to flip those up in this direction across all of your observers, just like that. And then go ahead and do that on both sides. Once that's looking like this, go ahead and come to the trapdoor side and go ahead and encase that in just like this, and bring another block over by your observers just like that. And then you can bring another one out just like this, and go ahead and bring that all the way to the end over here, and do the same thing on that side just like so. Come up another block and over this one just like this, and you can break that one out. Go ahead and cover all of your trapdoors just like this. And then on this side, we're going to go ahead and come up by one more block. We're going to come up by one more block over here as well. Same on that side. And we're going to leave this open. We're going to come back to that. We'll pour lava in this at the very end so we don't have our portals lit while we're working. Now you need to do the glass section for this side as well. Now this spaceship looking thing that you've built now has some big cannons on it. But nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and get started with the nether portals now. Everything redstone wise is all done. All we have left to do is throw the nether portals in and the catch basin. So to get started with that, we're going to go ahead and come to the inside of your slice right here. We have a 1 block gap in between your dispensers right there. And we're going to go ahead and start on that block. We're going to go ahead and come down a total of 4 blocks. So there's 4 blocks right there. Then we're going to go ahead and come out to the side by 1. You can break that one out. And we're going to go over by 21 blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Then once you get there, go ahead and come out a block just like this and go up another 21 blocks. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Then once you're there, go ahead and do the same thing. Come up a block and go over there. And then you're going to complete your square for a 21 by 21 portal. Before moving any further forward, we need to check the direction of your farm. We need to make sure that wherever the zombie pigmen are going to be spawning, they have a spot to fall down into your water chamber. As you can see here, our water chamber is right here because our zombie pigmen spawn on this side, and that's because zombie pigmen, and all mobs for that matter, spawn on the northwest corner of a block. And you can tell which way is north from your Z coordinate. Your Z coordinate, as you can see, we're negative 87 in the Z, and if I go forward, you can tell that I'm going north because the Z coordinate is becoming a bigger negative number. We're going further into the negative. So whenever Z is actually becoming more negative, then you know that you're going north. And you can confirm that with a pumpkin or a sunflower. A pumpkin stem always points in the northwest corner, so that is north and that is west. You can also do that with a sunflower. You can take a sunflower. The sunflower always points east, so you know that that's north. And so you need to make sure which way you're going to be pointing your farm, because as I said earlier, mobs will spawn on the northwest corner of a block, so the area that you want to have free for them is either on the south side or the east side. So you want to make sure that this open spot is either south or east of your portal. So on the north or west sides of your portal, go ahead and come to the end over here. Go ahead and place in 2 glass blocks right by your portal like that, and go ahead and carry them all the way across just like this, the entirety of your portal length. Go ahead and make that 2 tall and do that on both sides. Here in my test world, I flipped one of these portal farms 90 degrees the wrong way on purpose, just to see what would happen. So if we turn the farm on, you'll see that the pigmen kind of fly out of the farm. They fly right out of the glass. They don't land in the farm. So you need to make sure that you put this glass on the north or west side. So just to be clear, once again, the glass that we just put in, that's going to go on the north or west side of your portal, depending on which way you have it flipped. So once you have both of those done, go ahead and come back over here. We're going to go ahead and come out by 1 block just like that. Go ahead and come over by another block just like this. You can break those out. And we're going to bring this all the way across to the other end of the farm. Go ahead and bring this all the way to this side like that. Go ahead and place in 2 blocks right there and make this 2 high as well. So now your portal should be looking like this, with your wall of glass on the portal right here where you can't fall down on the north or west side, and the 1 block wide gap should be on the south or east side. And once you have that done, then go ahead and come to the side where the outside has glass on it just like this, where the pigment cannot fall outside. And then go ahead and come directly underneath that obsidian. You're going to come down by 2 blocks just like that. Then over here we're going to go ahead and take a couple blocks all the way down there just like so to match that. Then we're going to bring this all the way across over to this glass right here. We're going to bring that down just like so. Then we can go ahead and fill in this wall just like this with a couple blocks of glass all the way up to that point right there. When you're done with this side, you should see that you have a 9 block wide by 3 block tall wall of glass there. And then next we're going to go ahead and come to this glass wall right here. We're going to bring this down 3 blocks as well. We're going to bring that out the entire distance of that wall as well, and go ahead and do the same thing. We need to bring that all the way to the edge, which is right here. That was a little bit longer than I expected. We're going to bring that down. We're going to bring this down over here, and then this wall we need to go ahead and do the same thing. We need to fill this all in just like this. Go ahead and fill that in right there, and fill this in right there. We're going to do the same thing on the back side. Go ahead and come underneath the obsidian, bring that all the way across over to this area right there, and go ahead and come on down and go ahead and bring this down by 3 blocks and fill that all in for the 3 blocks of depth, just like that. There we go. Then once you got those 3 walls done, then you're going to come under your obsidian on the side again that the pigment cannot fall out on. This should have no gap right there. Then you're going to go ahead and bring this all the way across, all the way to your other glass right there, and then fill that in as well all the way across just like that. Now to build the catch basin on the bottom, we're going to start right here at our little chute that we have right here. Go ahead and come on the side where your torch tower is, and then on this side we're going to place in 5 glass blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then on this side we're going to place in 4 glass blocks. 1, 2, 3, and 4. What we're going to do now is we're going to come up by 1 on each side. Go ahead and do that on both sides just like that. There we go. And then on this side, we're going to go ahead and place glass there and there. Go ahead and bring that all the way across to each side just like that. All the way to your other glass block there. Go ahead and do the same thing on this side. Bring that all the way to there just like that. There we are. Okay, and then right here in the middle where your chute is, you're going to need to grab yourself a button. So go ahead and grab yourself a button and place 2 buttons right there where the water should be stopping. Once you have this completed, go ahead and come to the side where your torch tower is. Go ahead and come to that side of the water trough. We're going to come in by 1 block, leaving 1 block empty just like that. We're going to come up by 2 just like so. We're going to bring that all the way across to the other side, leaving that block open too, so you can fall in there just like that. Then we're going to go ahead and grab some open fence gates. We're going to place fence gates on top of all of these temporary blocks just like this. And then once you have that done, then you need to go ahead and open all of these fence gates just like that. And open all of these just like so. And then we need to go ahead and break all of our temporary blocks. Go ahead and get rid of all of these too. And once your fence gates are in, go ahead and bring the glass up by 1 more layer all the way around. You can go ahead and complete the corners in this time. Go ahead and leave the corners there. Bring that all the way just like this. Just like that all the way around. Alright, and you should see that water would be able to fall down in here. We want that. We want that on both sides just like so. And then once that's completed, go ahead and fill in the rest of the floor. Bring it all the way out to the edge of your glass just like that. Once your floor is in place, it should be looking like this with a 2-block gap underneath your obsidian there, and everything should be just like this. Once you have that in place, go ahead and place in a temporary block here in the corners, just like so. You're going to do that on all 4 corners. Then put a water source on top of all of those. Then go ahead and break out those blocks. And then skipping 2 blocks from the edge, 1, 2. Go ahead and place water there and all the way across, but also skipping 2 blocks from this corner, 1, 2, just like that. Then you're going to go ahead and skip 2 blocks over here, 1, 2. Do the same thing on this wall. Go ahead and put water sources all across here. Then over here, you're going to go ahead and place in your block right there, break that one out. Skip 2 blocks right here, 1, 2. Go ahead and place in water all the rest of the way, and you're going to do that all the way around. Once all of your water is in, you should see that it's pushing everything to the middle nice and neatly, just like this. You should see that the narrow end, the water is flowing right to the center, just like it is right here. Everything's being pushed in diagonally over here. Everything's being pushed straight in on the sides, just like so. You want to make sure all of that's happening. And if you fall into the water from anywhere inside of this thing, you should be pushed into this center trough right here. Then once you know that, you can go ahead and come back up here. We're going to come back up to your observer line that we placed in earlier. You're going to come to the middle block, which should be your 4th block in, 1, 2, 3, 4 from any side, because 1, 2, 3, and 4, just like that. Go ahead and place in your lava bucket right in the center, and you'll see that that lights the portal as it flows out, just like that. Then we need to do the same thing on this side as well. Go ahead and count 4 blocks in, 1, 2, 3, 4. Place in your lava just like that, and you'll see that this portal should light here shortly. There it is. Once you have the lava in place, go ahead and grab your glass. Go ahead and place that over your lava, so now that's safe. Go ahead and do that on both sides, right there and right here. And then grab your slabs. We're going to go ahead and go on top of the portals. Go all the way up here. Place in slabs right here to make this all non-spawnable, so you don't have to worry about that. And then go ahead and place slabs on both portals on both sides. Once you've got that completed, you're going to need to go into the nether from your portal and make sure that there's a kill chamber on the backside. And to do that, you're going to need to come to the center of your farm. You're going to come to this kill chamber right here. You're going to get either of these 2 coordinates. It doesn't really matter. Go ahead and take yourself a screenshot of that. Mine is 1220 by -88. Those are my coordinates. That's the X and Z. The Y doesn't really matter. But we're going to take those coordinates. We're going to divide them by 8. We're going to go into the nether. If you bust out a calculator, you'll see that your coordinates divided by 8 should equal right to the center of your portal. Mine was 11 by 153, so that's right on there. So all my zombie pigmen that go through my portal will end up in here. Then you need to dig yourself a 50-foot long trench or pit for them to fall into, so when they fall out of this portal, they'll fall down to their death and not build up. I got lucky. My portal was out in front of a big open area like this, so I built my portal all the way at the top, so they'll fall down and die to their death. And once you have that completed, your farm is complete. You are done. Now let's go ahead and go down to the killing chamber. Let's go in all the way down here. Let's go ahead and turn your farm on. Let's go ahead and flick that lever and go ahead and make sure that your portals do flicker back and forth, that they are lighting and unlighting, that you do have zombie pigmen spawning and that they're not going outside the farm, that they are going inside the farm like we showed earlier. And make sure that everything is flowing nice and neatly down your chute into the killing chamber and that your mobs are being killed in a timely fashion. So I've turned my game sounds down because this thing is getting rather loud, but if you come down below your farm and go ahead and look inside this Minecraft hopper, you should see that everything is flowing through rather quickly. You should see that all of your hoppers have items going through them, and whatever chests or droppers that you have are operating properly, and everything's coming through the way you want it to. Then finally, once you know everything's working, grab yourself an item frame. Go ahead and place an item frame on that observer right there, and a looting 3 swords, so you can always have your sword here at your farm whenever you're ready to use it. And remember that you will need to go ahead and throw those tridents. If you're not the one who threw the tridents, you'll need to throw those tridents. But if you threw them and you're leaving the farm and now you're coming back, you won't need to rethrow them. Everything should be just fine. Make sure you do turn the farm off before you leave. Make sure you wait till everything stops ticking. You don't even have to wait for all the zombie pigmen to fall down. You will have a group of pigmen here, which is perfectly fine, because when you leave the area after you turn off the farm, after you leave a certain amount of blocks away, you'll see that all the zombie pigmen have disappeared. They will all despawn once you leave the farm, which is rather convenient. And now that you've completed the tutorial, if you wanted to build another one, you can totally run 2 of these farms at the same time with 4 portals. You're not going to get any more rates out of having more portals than 4. That's about maxing out the what Minecraft can really do. And at that point, you're gonna have the maximum rate, so you're gonna have about 72,000 drops per hour coming out of this thing if you build 2 of these farms, which is insane. If you happen to walk away from your farm while it's running, it will break, which I'm going to do with you guys on camera, and it's rather easy to fix, so we're going to go ahead and break our farm here. So let's walk away from it, and as you can see, it's going to stop flickering there. Now it's broken, and we're going to go ahead and head on back, and you'll see that we're going to have a big water mess on our hands, and as you can see, there's water coming out of the machine just like this, and it's not really doing it correctly. So what we need to do is we need to come down here, down below. We need to go ahead and turn our farm off so we can work on it. Come back up top, and now we're going to go ahead and check all of our dispensers. We need to go ahead and break the portal so we don't go in, and place in yourself a temporary block to keep the portal from lighting. And then what we need to do is we need to make sure that we have water buckets on all 3 of the dispensers on the inside of the farm on both sides. So that's actually 6 dispensers. And on the outside of the farm, these 2 should have regular buckets. So what we're going to do is we're going to open these up. That has a water bucket in it. That's not supposed to be there. And that's actually supposed to have a regular bucket in there. So we're going to trade buckets like that. Same thing over here. We're going to trade buckets over here. And then on this side, what do we have? We have nothing. So we're going to go ahead and replace that with a water bucket. We're going to replace that with a water bucket. Check this one too. That one's good. So over here, we're going to go ahead and check this one. We need a water bucket there. Over here, we need another water bucket there. We need to break our portal so we can go through it and place in a temporary block. And then on the outside one, we want a regular bucket, which that one's got a water bucket. So we're going to go ahead and replace that with a regular bucket. And same thing over here, regular bucket for a water bucket. There we are. And then double checking the one up on top. That one does have a water bucket. So again, all the ones on the inside get water buckets. All the ones on the outside get regular buckets on both sides. And when you're done fixing your farm, go ahead and break your temporary blocks. Once you break your temporary blocks, you should see that your portals relight soon. This one hasn't relit yet, but if we come back down to the bottom of the farm, we should see that if we turn our lever on, everything does work properly. Let's go ahead and double check it here. And as we can see here, it is now starting to flicker. Everything's working properly, and pigmen are starting to spawn. And as you can see, we got both of our farms working again. They're both ticking like they should be. And if they do break because you leave the farm, they're rather easy to fix. You just got to make sure all your dispensers are in place and everything's in where it should be. And once you have that completed, they should be working just fine. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. It was a lot of fun. These things are rather OP. And in the future, I'll be designing an OP storage system for not only this farm, but for some of the other farms on my channel. So if I've done one for this farm, then you'll see the link up in the top right-hand corner of the screen. And if you don't see that link, it's because it's not done yet. And when it is, I'll go ahead and post it there. So if you guys want to watch that one, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified when that video comes out. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Smack the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. You guys have a good one. Broken Bones is out.